Welcome to the weekly Homicide Report, the weekly program where we talk about all the people who needlessly died at the hands of another person. So let's take a look at this week's graph. Chicago is up to 105 on the year, and in spite of a very strong effort on the part of Philadelphia, retains the lead once again. Now, Chicago's homicides could have been a lot higher this week. On March 13th, there was a mass shooting that left 7 injured, and luckily no one died. Here's a map that marks Chicago's homicides so far this year. The dark red dots are last week's 5, and you can see they're not all in one area, but spread out across the city. Philly is at 104, still ahead of where they were at this time last year. Baltimore comes in with 70 reported this week after a mass shooting on March 12th that killed 3. This is a map of where the homicides have occurred, and although there's areas with higher numbers, the murders span across the city. St. Louis is up to 56, which, considering it has a population around 300,000 and Chicago is 2.7 million, 56 is a lot. And although spread out, the majority are grouped in the same neighborhoods. Las Vegas is at 44, of which 13 of those were females. Milwaukee is up to 42, and the 42 homicides are twice where the city was at this time last year. You can see on the map the homicides are spread out across the city. So here's the increases of these 6 cities from last week. There were 11 in Vegas, which might be higher than it should be, as I think some of the numbers from last week hadn't been updated at the time that I did the video last week. But Baltimore is a +9, St. Louis +6, Philly and Chicago both +5, and Milwaukee a +3. Here's a map where all the murders that have been committed with a gun have been located this year. So on to the murder-suicides. Now these are just the ones done with a gun, which the majority are committed with a gun. And so far in week 11, we're at 141 for the year, and that's an increase of 12 from last week. We're currently averaging 1.8 per day, and the overall average was closer to 1.5 per day in 2021. And currently, we're at about roughly 1 for every 13 hours. Well, that's all I got for you today, but I'll be back next week with the week 12 numbers. Until then, have a great week, and I'll catch you next week. Support this channel and pick yourself up some original crime-related apparel. Look for the link in the description.